Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own current life experiences. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below, where you can find the current list of reading services I offer. And today we're going to be focused on the theme of love and romance. What kind of energies the collective of your sign are potentially attracting and dealing with during this time when it comes to love and romance, and adapted, of course, depending on your situation, being single, dating, or in a serious committed partnership. There's always some message that usually applies. Aquarius, I just see like many of you are here very in need to make a decision. You're struggling to make up your mind about something concerning your love life. You keep seeing kind of like the pros and the cons, or the two sides of the coin, right? The goods and the bads. So you're making like a lot of reflection and evaluation upon what's good and what's bad right now, either when it comes to a specific relationship or just in terms of your general love experiences, what you have learned, what you still have to learn. Because I see many of you self-reflecting or understanding that there might be some issues with yourself that have been kind of keeping love at bay or keeping love far away, or that you have some issues here when it comes to fully emotionally connecting with the partner, connecting with love. There's something here about you that you are acknowledging, and I see like you again being very balanced in terms of the understanding of what belongs to you, like what kind of emotional responsibility and accountability belongs to you and what belongs to another. So for those of you in a relationship or dealing with a partner, I see you really wanting to make a very fair, balanced assessment of what your problems might be in a couple situation, or just with someone you're dealing with but struggling in this connection. Because either you are in a serious relationship or just dating and interested in someone, because I do see here someone, so there's someone in your energy. You and this person, for the majority of you, you don't speak the same love language, or you don't operate the same ways in terms of expectations or what you seek in love, what you seek in union. And I see here that for some of you, you can also be very torn, very, very torn between either an approach that would fix this problem, so like finding a middle ground, finding a compromise between your differences and a partner's differences, or you're very torn between two partners, two people, because you do have here two people. So you could have like also you're making like a list of what one person offers you versus what another offers you, or what one person has that you see as good things and what other does as having good things. You're like comparing two people here. For some, for others of you, you're comparing what your expectations are in love, what your limitations as well are in love, versus the other person. And I see you wanting to be very serious or very like focused on finding again an answer, but I see that it's still going to be a process, because 9 of Swords, you're anxious about this. 5 of Wands, there's conflict about this. And possibly anytime you bring up like communication wise, like you bring up your concerns or you try again to communicate with your partner, either they get easily offended or they get very triggered, very salty about your approach or your solutions. It's like you're not able to compromise easily, because one is wanting to pursue a direction and the other is kind of like You know, when we say something and the other person like misinterprets everything we're saying, I see you in a situation like this. And it could also be that someone is talking to you and you're not listening to their needs, right? You're not able to tune in to their actual needs, what they're trying to express to you. Because one is using logic and the other is using emotion. So place yourself where you are right now. Do you tend to use more emotion, or do you tend to use more logic? But one is using logic, the other is using emotions. So it's complicated to find a peaceful agreement. I see like also like you keep trying to bring peace, or there's like attempts to bring peace and balance and cooperation, but then another problem comes in. So you keep bumping into the same problems over and over again. For those of you in a partnership, you and your partner are in a vicious cycle here. And there's that Saturn element, so it's a very karmic situation for some of you that you just don't know either how to solve or how to leave or how to approach it in a way that would cause less problems. I see you very protective over whatever it's going on indoors, so you're very private right now about whatever it is that's going with your significant other, or you want to be very private, very protective over perhaps some issues that as a couple you are going through. For others of you, you're very territorial, or someone is very territorial over you. Jealousy issues can also be an issue here. So there could be like a need to seek counseling, or to seek like a third party opinion, or a third party more neutral perspective as potentially what could be done here, and if there's something that could be done. Because I also see like some of you might be tuning into this understanding that it might be like just those unfortunate situations where there can be love but there's no understanding, right? And so to live together can be a nightmare, or to make day-to-day life work with such an amount of differences can be very, very hard. I see your love life is triggering anxiety in you, Aquarius. And for some of you, you're hurt, you're upset, you're bothered by someone's lack of, objective response to you. Like you want someone to respond to you, you want someone to come through, and the person you're dealing with might not be able to respond. It's like you're waiting for that response, and the other person is in their own world of emotions and just floating elsewhere. You can also feel like your partner is elsewhere, or like there's someone you like that it's like moving away from you, and you don't like this. You're very worried about this. I also feel like for some of you that are single, it could just be that you're attracting a situation where a lot of, patience is going to be required to understand this person you're attracting. You're attracting someone very soft, very sensitive, very caring, very emotionally wired to offer unconditional support and love. You're attracting someone that likes to be in partnership. And again, for some of you, this is triggering to you because it can be like it's like a partner or a person you're dealing with or attracting that comes from another world to you, right? You come from different worlds, or you had such different experiences so far in terms of love and relationships that you keep challenging each other in this way. For some of you, Aquarius, you have a very dark mindset around love and relationships, and you are understanding like you need to heal this. For others, you're just very upset and hurt by a past experience, and you're lashing out on someone. You're attracting healing dynamics, but you need to allow the healing to happen, because I see a lot of defensiveness, right? A lot of like, anytime this love gets to you, problems rise. And it's either competition, it's either jealousy, different goals, different visions, different, ways of committing, different ways of looking to the future. You can also be dealing with a situation where you have different dreams. You have a dream and your partner has a very different dream, or the person you're interested have a very different dream. Some of you are worried about someone. You're anxious about someone you love or someone you care about. Like anxious if they're moving on. Again, anxious if they are with someone else. Anxious on how to approach them. I see many of you Aquarius like stuck in this merry-go-round where you want to approach someone, but then you hold back, but then you feel anxious, and then you feel jealous or triggered, right? Again, because you're dealing with someone passive. You want like an action out of this person, or a reaction or a sign, and the person is on her or his own world, just doing their thing, and they don't respond. Or you feel like you are left on the loop, right? You were left here in a situation, like a situationship case, where you don't know what the other is thinking, you don't know what the other person is feeling. I feel like there's again a need to tune in and understand that there's a lot of differences here, but there's also like a cycle that you're in with this person, because there's something to learn that's probably about your shadow self, Aquarius. So I hope this reading was helpful. I want to thank you so much. Hope you find it helpful or entertaining. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.